best way to learn. Just keep rewatching the lessons.
Yep.
Alright, so. Okay, yeah. Oh. Did you hear me?
Got you loud and clear.
Okay.
You gotta turn the radios on.
Oh.
Yep. Okay, when you go to the radio, turn the radios on.
Yeah.
What you do, you always go to test. That tells you how loud it is, because if somebody's got the volume down, you can they'll hear you, but you won't hear them. So when you go to radio, just go to test. That's how loud it is. So you're all set. Okay, now you can do the radio.
Okay.
If you don't hear yourself talking on the radio, then you know it's.
Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, radio check.
Yeah, we're gonna take off on
20 Romeo. You're loud and clear. Altimeter 3008. Winds are directly across the runway. I'm not getting a reading here.
Yeah, we're gonna use 1-1. They've been favoring 1-1 all morning.
Yeah, I noticed that when I pulled in.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, let me get. What a mess.
Just take your time.
In the middle.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, we'll taxi out for runway 11. We'll do the run up, and then we're just going to enjoy life. And if you have any questions, I'm not here to change anything that anybody taught you. I'm just here to prove if it needs improvement. If not, just go on to the next map. Again, this line up here, the double line with the hash marks on it, that's the stop, look, and listen line. At a small airport like us, we have to stop, look, and listen. At a towered airport, you can't go past that line until they give you permission to cross that line, okay?
Correct.
Very good.
Okay. Nobody approaching either direction?
Yep, that's good. And just told me you go to back taxi runway 11.
Oh, that's right, too. Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, back taxi, runway 11.
Very nice.
This is the one with the drop-off on here.
Yep, this is the one that you want to do run up facing the, across the runway or, down towards the runway a little bit there, because it's a very lonely walk up that hill. If you go off the edge.
Probably an expensive one, too.
Yes.
Got a little too low. Oh. Much more nervous with the owner of the plane sitting next to you.
No, you should be. I'm so easygoing.
Oh, I'm sure. It's my perception, not you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And
I haven't yelled at anybody in a long time. So.
Well, I told Joe, I'm like, feel free to yell at me. I don't, unless you make it personal.
Yep.
My feelings aren't going to be hurt.
Yeah,
you're here to correct me. Okay, so let's see. The rump area. Okay, parking brake set. Engine 2000.
As you're doing this, you just look to make sure you're not creeping. Okay, looks good.
Yep. Okay, magnetos.
Yep. Now we're going to go from 8 spark plugs to 4. The idea is we're doing this just to make sure we can't isolate a bad spark plug or a bad magneto at any time.
Right.
And you should get a drop. Okay, now you're not going. There you go. Looks good. Good. And the only way you're going to know it works is you get a drop in RPM because it's putting warm air in there. It's less dense, so it's going to be less performance. So there it is. That shows you that's working.
Okay. Oil pressure way up in the green.
Yep.
Vacuum gauge is around 5. Engine speed back to 1,000.
You did this so beautiful. I got a tear in my eye. My sleeve is going to be soaking wet by the end of this trip. That was very nice.
All right. So. And then we're gonna. Oh, we're in the run up here.
Yeah.
Okay, fuel selector. I put it to right just a minute ago. That one's got just a little more.
Yeah, so again, just last check here. Okay, I'm on the right tank. I'm on the right tank. Make sure it is on the right tank. Okay, very good.
Okay. All right. So electric fuel pump back on. Engine gauges green. Amps is down.
It's because there's no load on it right now.
Okay.
BBC, it's up from 0. If it wasn't working, then it'd be right on 0.
Okay. Magnetos is both. Primer locked. Let's see. Strobes on.
Yep. Yep, that one right there. That's in there. Yep, there you go.
Okay, all the lights on.
We're looking like a Christmas tree.
Carb heat's off. Mixture's rich. Ammeter's doing its thing.
Yeah, meters ammeting.
Flaps to 2.
Yep. See when you turn on, when you put all those lights on, see the ammeter came up?
Right. That puts a draw on the system. Trim tab, I brought that to 0 a little bit ago. Is that where it goes, or a little? Okay.
Yep. I usually put just a little on the upside because I have to pull the wheel up, so I'm going to handicap myself a little. Just give myself a little bit of a
Alright.
help.
Okay, so heading indicator, we are just about 30. Always amazes me how far this thing gets off here.
Oh, it's because we push the airplanes. If the airplane is being pushed, it was at the pump when we pushed it back. So what happens if we push it back and the gyro's not spinning, it won't turn. So
okay.
And that's the reason why, because it was at the gas pump. We just turned it it was just about 90 degrees, about 80 degrees. So that's what it is. We parked it on the north side. We just pushed it back there, and the difference between this heading and that heading was right there. Because if the airplane is not, if the gyro's not gyroing, then they can't turn.
Okay, I just thought they,
Yeah, it might have
when
been
they
off.
stopped it spinning, they just got disoriented.
Sometimes they'll spin, and it just sort of like is a roulette wheel. When it finally stops, it stops.
Okay, so double check that. We already did the altimeter.
Okay, that should be at 740. There you go. There you go.
All right.
Yep.
And
we got transponder to ALT, so we got ALT and function. There it is.
okay, controls free.
Again, these are nothing more than bicycle changes and wires. So, I tell people they got to make sure this one's up and that's down. We'll guarantee you, if it wasn't yesterday, it takes about 12 hours to undo all the wiring underneath the belt. You got to open up the wing to change the wires to make sure that they're in the appropriate direction.
Right.
So that'll never happen. Okay, I'll get the door and the windows. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take off, and we're going to head out towards west. We're going to take off, turn left. We're heading about 305, and then we will head towards Columbia County.
305?
Yeah, about 300, 305 is usually about that.
All right. One last look. Okay, Joe usually called in the...
Yep, so I'm going to let you do all that. So it's just Great Barrington. It's who, and what. Who are you calling, who are you, and what are you doing? Okay, so it's Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, departing runway 11 to the west. That's all you got to say.
Okay. Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, departing runway 11 to the west.
Perfect. There you go. Okay, now we're just going to take it on a roll because it's cool. Right up there. Put it right in there. Don't waste any time. Just bring it right up there. Check lens down. You got 2150. Looks good on the RPM. Everything's in the green. Airspeed's alive, so you're committed for the takeoff. There you go. Very nice.
Okay. Whoa. That's a good one.
Yeah, a little bit of wind. I don't know why the wind is coming through, but...
Okay, around 1,000. Flaps down, right?
Yep.
Ooh, a little wiggly.
Now again, if I just watch this, if I just hold the wheel steady, see that little pop there?
Yep.
Put a little pressure on the rudder and aileron. See this here? Just hold it right there. See, the airplane's going to bounce. It's not going to go into the turbulence. Isn't going to affect it as much. See? There you go. Okay, now I'm just going to do a turn to the left and get out of the pattern.
Cape traffic, 172, 2 mile final, straight in 6 per Cape.
And we're going to level off at 2,500, okay?
Well, 2 miles to the southeast, turning 445, left downwind, Minuteman.
Okay, yeah, we got the Gypsy wind. They were pulling 0, but they're only
I don't think I...
we're going to depart here to the east, Skyacre.
That's a little better.
Traffic, 5 miles.
172, short final, 6 per Cape.
Hey, see that layer of haze down there?
Red line up, turning downwind, left side.
That's probably about the altitude we're at right now, and that's where there's a difference in temperature and also probably a little bit of wind shear. Very good, very good. Let's just level. Let's go up to 3,000 feet, right? Sure, you're on top there. And just for information, it's a few chops on takeoff at 2,500, like a little bit of a layer of intense chop. It's smooth above 2,500 to 3,000. There we go, looks good. Heading looks good, okay, and as you're doing it, you're looking outside, just use the outside. Every once in a while, lower the nose, just check for traffic, make sure you're not climbing anybody, but this airplane here is a really good airplane. It's got lots of power, it climbs out there, and I'm just using those quads. See that, heading at 305, you use those quads as a reference to go straight. That's all I gotta do. Keep an eye on there, and then here comes my 3,000.
Skylark, red line up, turn in the left base to a ground Skylark.
Good, yeah, very nice. And then once you're up here, you want to turn off the fuel pump, because what happens is I don't need the fuel pumps on, and if I shut it off and I see the fuel pressure going to 0 and the engine quits, I'm going to turn around and go back to Great Barrington, because the only thing that's going to keep you in the air will be the electric fuel pump.
Right, you don't have a redundant
heater,
system.
Very good. Very nice, did a very nice job. Super job. Get a chance to just loosen up. Let's do a 30-degree bank turn, which is here to the left, and see, you just use mountain outside. Just look outside, don't even look inside. Just do basically looking outside. There you go. I try and maintain 3,000 feet.
Skyacre traffic, you got an arrow on the left crosswind, runway 17, departing the crosswind straight out to the northeast, Skyacre.
Go. The 30 is going to also help you. 30 is going to be right. You see this white line right here and that white line there? It's going to be right in between the two. There you go. That's right about there. Good.
All right, I was looking at the...
Yep, you can do that. Yep.
The solid over there.
Yep, that looks good. Whatever works for you. There you go.
There is traffic, we're not in Lima. Yeah, Robertson traffic, is there anybody in the pattern? Alright, we'll plan for 02, we're at Archer, we're about to... We're not in Lima, turn left downwind, at 18, carriage traffic.
As you're heading there, right over the big mountain, straight ahead, you're going to level the wings. Very nice. Any questions with that?
Okay, back to 305-ish?
Yep, that's good. That's fine, right, just right there. Okay, let's go ahead and slow the airplane up to our approach speed. How did Joe teach you to slow the airplane up for a landing?
Slow the airplane up as basically I'm going to pull back power and pitch up just a little.
Yep, and then we're just going to put the flaps down because we want to just set it up for 80-mile-an-hour glide. So.
Okay, so one at a time, right?
Yep.
Okay, so.
And then when I put down 1 notch of flaps, then you got to maintain altitude. It should be about 95. Take your hand off the wheel, take your hand off the wheel. Just let the airplane talk to you. Let the airplane talk to you. Okay. Let the airplane talk to you. There it is, about 95 to 100. Perfect. Okay, maintain the altitude. Now put down your 2nd notch. Okay, now taking it off the wheel, just so you see the nose pitches over, so it needs a little bit of up trim. It needs some up trim. About 2 turns should do it. And I'll take your hands right off the wheel, and it should be about 85 to 90, okay? So it needs just another little bit more up. There you go. A little bit, another half turn. There you go, good. Yeah, good. Looks good. I'll put my 3rd notch down. I'll give it about 2 more turns of trim up in this airplane, all the way around. 1, 2. Now bring the power rate up to about 2,000. There you go. Now just take your hands off the wheel and just see what happens. It should be about 80 miles an hour. There you go. Perfect. So there's 80 miles an hour. That's our approach speed. If we're losing altitude and we want to maintain it, just give it power. See we're losing altitude, so just give it a little bit of power. You don't have to touch the wheel. What happens, the nose comes up because it maintains 80. See this here? It's going to maintain that 80 miles an hour, and that's the idea behind an approach or landing. If I keep the same speed all the way around, it's going to make my life much easier. And there it is, like that. See it? Now again, if I'm high, again, I see that little pond straight ahead?
Yep.
Okay, so just bring the power back a little bit. Just bring it back. Okay, and now just watch the nose come down. Just bring it back to about, bring it back. Good. Again, I'm just holding the wings level there. Now let the nose down. See what happens? Maintains 80 miles. Let's say that's your runway right there, just for reference. Okay. See how you're coming down? So now if you're getting high, you want to increase your rate of descent, bring the power back some more. And just watch the nose. See? The nose, bring it back some more. Don't be afraid to bring it back. Okay. And see the nose coming right down? There it is. And see, you're aiming right towards that pond. See, that pond is, if I don't change anything, that appears to be about where the airplane is going to hit the ground. Okay? So I'm just showing you, they're maintaining 80 miles an hour. All I did, I trimmed up, and I don't have to do pretty much anything. And that's going to make it much easier on the landing if I can have it trimmed up, and I can just see that I'm doing that. Now, if I'm getting high, I want to increase the rate of descent some more, so just go ahead and bring the power back some more. Bring it back some more. Okay? And watch the nose down. See this here? Your hand will be on here, I'm leaving it off just to show you because the winds are calm. You see that? Perfect. Okay. Now, if you're getting a little low, just add a little bit of power. Just add a little bit of power. See what happens? See how the nose comes up? And now it does is it shallows out your rate of descent and maintains your 80. So then I just prevent the nose from going up too far, up too down. Perfect. Okay, you got a nice descent here, and if I'm on a final approach, like there, now the airplane's trimmed up for 80, so now all of a sudden you see a herd of heffalopes crossing the runway, so you got to go, right? So give it full power. Just full power. Let the nose up. Just let the nose up. Yeah, that rise, oh great yellow one. See that?
But it maintains the airspeed.
Maintain 80. Okay, now just you'll prevent it from going up too much. And now with one hand, just take one flap off. Now remember, when I put the flap in, I had to put flaps up, so I'm going to have to put a little bit trim down. Okay, so every time, no, the other way.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, now just take your hands off the wheel. Take your hand, let the airplane take. See? Okay. And then what you do is you go down the runway until you get to the your normal altitude, and then now you take the rest of the flaps off. And I want to trim it up and use those quads straight ahead for 80. I would climb at 80, so you're just going to continue to climb it at 80. So it needs a little bit of up trim now in this case here. There you go. If I'm taking off and I'm climbing up to 8,500 feet to go to Buffalo, New York, I just trim it at 80. Just trim it so your hands right off. Take your hands right off the wheel. Take your hands right off. Take your hands off the wheel. No, take your hands off the wheel. No, take your hands off the wheel. See what happens? You got way too much in there now because see the nose comes. So just give it just a little bit. Just hold it right there now. Just let it stabilize. See? Now what I do is if I'm doing a long climb up to 80 miles, 8,500 feet or 900 feet, if I'm not trimmed up, I'm trimmed to 100, I let the nose down, I'm going to be doing this all the way up. But if I trim it for 80, what it's doing, it's going to maintain that 80 miles or 80, 85, and every 500 feet, all I have to do is do this, just to check for traffic, make sure I'm not clipping anybody, and let the nose go right back up, and it's going to, and as you go up in altitude, what happens is, as you get slower, the nose will drop to maintain 80, because that's what it's trimmed for, so you won't get yourself into trouble. Okay, we'll level off here for 3,500. Okay, let's tune in, and once you get level off at the 3,500 and this heading here, just come back to normal straight and level flight. And now we're looking outside, you want to hold the nose down, and there you go, now just trim it.
Get the nose where I want it, and then trimming the pressure off?
Yeah, you're going to bring the power back first, because if I trim it with that pressure, then I'm just going to have to bring it back. There you go. And now I can trim away the pressures.
Press my cup, turn left down.
If there's a lot of pressure on the hand, it needs a lot of trim. If there's a little bit of pressure, a little bit of trim. Good. Okay, let's put in 133.52. See what the winds are doing in Columbia County. They should be
133.52. So
turn the big one that goes to 133. Go, turn it to the right. Turn it to the right. 133. Just keep going. There you go. Now turn the other one down
to
52. 52. There you go. 52. There you go. now this will be the weather. It's going to tell you what they are. We'll head up this way here.
Columbia County Airport.
Automated weather observation. 1226 Zulu. Weather. Wind. 19er. at 9er. Visibility.
Right down runway 21, pretty much.
7,000 scattered. 8,000 scattered.
Did it sit with Albany, New York up there?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, through the haze.
05.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to put 12305 in there, 123, so 123, the big one there. Okay. There you go. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. You fly an airplane and changing the radio series, that is. And now we're just going to, okay, now you're just going to tell them, just say 20, Columbia County 20 Romeo, 5 miles southeast, inbound for runway 21. So it's who are you calling? Who are you and what do you want? So it's Columbia County, 20 Romeo, 5 miles south, inbound, runway 21.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, 5 miles south, inbound for runway
21.
21.
Good. Now listen to see if there's anybody in here. Okay, is anybody in the Columbia County pattern? This is 20 Romeo, want to do a spiral to a landing on runway 21. If there's
Oh, there. I wasn't even seeing it before. It was under my nose.
Yeah. Okay, so what happened is right now we're gonna practice an engine out and spiral to a landing. So I say you're flying along, say that just happens to be an open field or a runway. Chances are you losing a runway over a runway, totally quitting over an airport. You better chance of winning the lottery after being struck by lightning 17 times. Okay, so what we do is we're just going to fly this altitude here. Now, there's only 6 things you can do in the airplane. One is it's right here, so it's fuel pump on. Okay, then you're going to be carburetor heat on and mixtures rich. Then you're going to switch your fuel tanks, and then check your magnetos and your primer. That's it. That's all the 6 things you can do. Okay. Then what we do is we're going to trim it up for 80 miles an hour, and then we're going to just spiral down right overhead the airport. I see the 21. See the numbers 21 down there. See the runway down there?
Yes.
You see the number?
Down the side. Yep.
Yep. You see the 21? That's the side we're going to land on. So we want to circle right, pretty much from there to halfway down the runway. Because if we get too low one way, we can always land the other way. Okay. So we're going to wait until right overhead. I'm going to wait. I'm going to bring the power back here. We're going to
bring it back.
No, not quite yet.
Oh.
Bring it back. Right. We're just flying along here. Okay. Air Columbia County traffic, Cherokee 2752 Romeo's overhead at 3,500 feet, doing a simulated engine out spiral to a landing. Runway 21, Columbia County. Okay. There's nobody in the pattern. Okay, so this is if the engine is going to give you, because normally it starts running rough, you got a couple of things you can do, but if it quits automatically, just that, it's either out of gas, carburetor heat, or if it's making noise like a washing machine, you've got damage inside the engine. Okay, so the engine just quits. Okay, so first of all, just hold the nose up there. Now just put the carburetor heat on first. There you go. There you go. Make sure your fuel pump is on. Okay, and mixture set. Good. Okay, now give it a couple turns of trim up. Now see, you get this field right over you, so you're just going to stay right over the field there. Trim it right up. You need trim it up. Trim it right up. Trim it right up. You want 80 miles an hour. Take it so you trim it right up so your hands off. Okay, take your hands right off. Take your hands right off. Take your hands right. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Okay, so there you got 80 miles an hour. So you're right over the field. Okay, so now what I can do is, okay, I got that here. So now you can switch with simulate. Switch your tanks. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Go to the left.
Yep. There you go. Good. Now just check your primer and make sure the primer's in and locked.
Okay.
Okay, and the last thing is your magnetos. There's nothing you can do. Okay, so you got to land the airplane. Okay, so we're overhead the airport. See the airport right underneath this?
Yep.
You spiral right over it. 80 miles an hour is your best spiral. So you get the trim all the way up. And Columbia County 20 Romeo is with you out of 3,000 feet. Spiral to a landing runway 21. So now you just have to. This represents could be any one of these fields. If you lost the engine,
runway 795, taxi runway 21, Columbia County.
you have to just stay right overhead the airport. See the airport right down here? The idea is you want to stay right over.
Okay, like.
Yeah, yep. Stay. You don't want to go too far wide, stuff like that. The winds, play the winds here. So you stand right over the end of it. Should be right underneath this here.
Yep. Can't see it, but I believe it's right under.
Yep. So as you do that, and then what you're going to do is you're going to do, if you're talking to ATC, you're going to tell them you lost your engine. You're going to spiral down where your town is. I got an open field. We can put it in that open field and walk away from it. That open field and walk away from it. That open field and walk away from it. There's plenty of fields. Now you just see the airport right underneath this. There you go.
Yep.
Quebec County traffic, 20 Romeo is coming out of 2,500 feet, simulated engine out, spout to landing runway 21. Okay, so here we are. So now we have an upwind, crosswind, downwind base, so we don't want to get too, see that wind from the south is blowing us this way here.
Yep.
So, I'm just going to
level out to move that
I'm
way.
going to head this way here a little bit because
Right.
your pattern altitude, we're 1,000 feet above their pattern altitude, so all I have to do is just 80 miles an hour. I'm just going to head this way here, right into the wind. That's it, just like that.
Okay.
And then we're going to set up for a crosswind, downwind, base, and final. And then what you do is you don't want to go too far out because that wind's blowing pretty good there. See, 80 miles an hour. So what happens is the airplane's there.
It's just floating along at
Yep.
85 airspeed, and we're just descending.
Yep. And our pattern altitude is 1,200 feet. So you want to do is, in this case here, you may want to turn your base, not too far from the end of the runway because that south wind is going to keep you there. Okay.
Right.
So now turn a crosswind. And Columbia County 20 Romeo is turning a high crosswind for a simulated engine out, runway 21. Okay, so it's airport's right underneath us there.
Yep. And we're descending about 800 feet a minute.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Okay, now just stop the turn. You want to get yourself set up. The pattern out to this 1,200 feet. We're in good shape here. Now you look behind you. You can see the airport. See the runway right behind us there?
Yep.
Okay, so we're in good shape. Okay, so now just here. Looks good. You want to give yourself some room. Okay, now go ahead and turn your downwind.
Okay, we're at the 1200.
County 20 Romeo is turning downwind for simulated engine out, runway 21. Now we have no engine, so we have to plan. Now you have to look at the nose to the runway. See the nose? See the runway down there?
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it right there. Just don't push. Let the airplane fly. So it's just going to continue turning right around like this here. See this because we get that wind. Okay.
Okay.
And
so we're picking a pivot point and trying to.
Well, we know the wind is going to blow us here, so I got to hold it. See
So you
this?
got to get a little steeper curve.
I got to turn. If I go too far out, what happens is that wind's going to blow me, and I'm not going to make the runway. Okay. Now I'm just going to make sure it's not for real. Good. Okay. 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 Now you get the airport base to put down one notch of flaps. There you go. Now we're going to shoot in there. Now there you go. Okay, now just turn towards the runway. Okay, put down all the flaps. Put down all the flaps. There you go. There you go. There. See, you made the field. Now you're just going to straighten it out. Straighten it out. And you're going to pick a spot like one of those white lines on the runway.
Okay.
And now just let it keep coming down. Okay. Now just hold it off. Now we do see this here. Now we're just going to hold it off. Hold it off. There we go. Good. Okay. Take one notch of flaps off. There you go. Give it full power. Off we go. And we'll do some touch and goes here. Okay, you're steering with your feet. Look at that mountain all the way down. There's a little bit of right rudder because of the torque. Okay, now nice and easy. I'll get rid of the trim.
Oh.
That's all right. You're doing fine. Okay, now just relax. See that mountain? All I'm
Lots
doing?
of things to think about.
Oh yeah. All I'm doing is I'm looking outside and flying the airplane. There you go. But see how we did that? We lost the engine.
Yeah.
And that's it. Could be any one of these open fields. And if it's a grassy field, you want to do a full stall landing because you don't want to be touching down at 80 miles an hour because your little GoPRo hole or something like that could rip the gear out. But if I'm going stalling it out at 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, it's going to be a lot more or less damage on the body. Okay, so here we are. Looks good. You take your flaps up now. There we go.
That was not as terrifying as I thought it would
No,
be.
if what happens is the engine's going to start running rough. So the first thing you do is you put the carburetor in because it could be carburetor ice. Okay, if it still runs rough and it's not working, because the carburetor ice, what happens is the engine's going to make really bad sounds as the water goes through the engine because the engines don't work good on water. Right, and then it comes back to normal. That would be the problem. If not, take the carburetor heat off, back off, and then what you're going to do is check your mixture, okay? Mixture's full rich, and then turn your fuel pump on if it's on, because it could be the engine-driven pump. Okay, turn your crosswind to level up here. There's 1200. Okay. And now just tell everybody you can say Columbia County 20 Romeo crosswind runway 21.
Columbia County 20 Romeo crosswind runway 21.
And now bring your power back. Bring your power back. Bring your power back. Bring it right back. Right back. Right back to about 22.
Okay, traffic Skyhawk 98795 is departing runway 21 with a straight departure to the south, Columbia County.
Yeah, we're gonna stay in the pattern. Do touch and goes. There you go. So now you get the. That's it. There you go. I'm going to stop your turn there. That's it. Now you're just on your downwind. Okay, so now here we are. We're just on a downwind. Okay, so now we are down there. Your checklist for downwind. Okay, it's fuel on prepper tank. Yes. Okay.
Yep. Mixture
rich. Okay. And fuel pump on. So those are the first three things, okay? It's good. So all we're doing is straight and level flight here on the downwind, okay? looks good. There's the airport. Now the wind is 190, so it's this way here, so it may be blowing you towards the runway, so you may have to put a little bit of a wind correction angle in there.
Somebody taking off right now.
Yep. Okay, so here we are coming up. See how that wind's still drifting? I'm going to put in a little bit nose outside. That's the wind correction angle. Okay, so here we are at the end of the runway. So put the carburetor heat on. Okay, now you just bring the power back below 2,000. Okay, now just hold your altitude. Now just start putting your pick a point way off in the distance. So as I'm doing is flying a point there. Okay, now put down your first notch of flaps. And trim it up so you get about 95 to 100 hands off. It has to go up. It has to trim it up. It needs 1 or 2 turn trims up. There you go. Now take your hands off. We'll just see what happens. There, perfect. Okay, now there's the airport. See the runway? It's between the 45 degree between the wingtip and the tail.
Yep.
So now I can turn my base. So just watch the nose. Now all I'm doing is turning 90 degrees towards the apple orchard. So just now watch this. Nice and easy. See this? All I do is turn the airplane. Now look at the runway. Okay, put down your second notch of flaps. Now give it a turn or trim up, because with 2 notches of flaps, the speed should be about 85 to 90, okay? Now keep your hand on the throttle. There you go. Now you just take a look at the runway. It looks good, pretty good shape. Okay, now you're going to stop. Now that wind's blowing this way, so you may have to have your nose pointed in just a little bit. Check, make sure that, okay, stop the turn here. You got to make sure there's nobody on final.
Columbia County traffic, Skyhawk 795, left turn out to the south, Columbia County.
Okay, then now just turn your final and just put your last notch of flaps on. Put right on, okay? Okay, now just bring the power back. Now you got to bring the power right back. There you go. Now you get trim it all the way up. It needs up trim because you want 80 miles an hour. Hands off. There you go. That's good. Okay, that's the wind. Okay, so now just take your hand off the wheel. Take your hand off the wheel. See, let the airplane talk to you. See this here? There's my 80 miles an hour. So with this wind here, now let's see where the airplane is going to take us. See, we got the airport made. See the numbers 21?
Yeah.
See, it looks like the second or third line past the numbers 21 is where the airplane's coming down. See that?
Okay.
Does that look stationary? If you look at that third line past the numbers 21, does that look like it's in? That's where the airplane's coming. That's a safe area for it to be in. So I'm just going to keep it coming down. Just hold the wheel level. Don't turn the wheel to the left. Now just let it keep coming down. Don't touch the thing. See, it's coming down nicely. Okay, now bring the power all the way off. Okay, now what you do is, this is going to flare. See, just look at the far end of the runway. Nice and easy. I'm just going to hold it off. A little bit of wind there. Hold it off.
Oop.
You see the stall light came on at the last minute. Okay, carburetor heat off. Okay, now take 1 notch of flaps off.
1 notch of flaps off, full power. Oop, that whole warning.
Yeah, fly the airplane. Okay. And now look at the far end of the runway. Nice and easy, not nice and easy, just relax. Pull the nose up. There you go, now that's the way, perfect. Now we want 80 miles an hour, so just let the nose up, There you go, okay. If it needs a little trim, just trim it up. Just reach up there and give it a little bit of up trim. There you go.
Oh, that's a big bird.
He's gonna get it anyway. Yep. They have a self-preservation rule also. So 80 is your best climb out, so again, you're fast. So just take your hand off the wheel, take your hand off the wheel for a second. Just let the airplane tell you where it's going. Take your hand off the wheel, see this? There you go. 80, 85, so it needs just a little bit of up trim. Just a little bit of, half a turn. Okay, good. Okay, so there's, all I'm doing is I'm climbing towards those clouds right there. Now I can take the flaps off. You always have to carry a little bit of right rudder because the P factor, torque, the slipstream, and the gyroscopic precession. So all I'm doing is heading straight ahead towards those clouds, checking, making sure. Now I want to make sure there's nobody coming in on a crosswind. Okay, so just lower the nose, looks good. Okay, and we're going to wait until 1,200 feet, and we're going to turn our crosswind at 1,200 feet. So we're just maintaining runway heading of 210. The sooner I get to 80, the sooner I can turn my crosswind. So you're doing 100, so you've stopped the climb. Okay, so now just turn 90 degrees to the left. Okay, just what's off mine. See those over there? Okay, now this is a Columbia County 20 Romeo crosswind runway 21.
Columbia County 20 Romeo crosswind runway 21.
So all I'm going to do is turn, so 3 and 2, 1 off, bring the power back, because there's my altitude, there's my 1,200, bring it back 23, 2,400 RPM. There you go, good. Okay, so now see, here's my 90 degrees to the runway. See, runway 3 and 2, 1? Yep. Right on my wingtip, so there I am. So all I'm doing is heading here. Now see those red buildings up there after the with the red roofs? Now I'm going to turn my down one, so that check, make sure it's there. Now nice and easy. All I'm doing is a nice, easy turn like this. All I'm doing is a standard rate turn. And now you're just going to tell everybody, Columbia County, 20 Romeo, downwind, runway 21.
Columbia County 20 Romeo, downwind 21.
Okay, but you don't want to climb, so just you got it just bring the power back. There we go. That's fine. So here you are. So now there's a downwind parallel to the runway in the opposite direction landing. You're at your pattern altitude 030. Now looking straight ahead. See those open fields way off in the distance, or the mountains way off in the distance? Yep. Now you're gonna have to carry about 2,200, 2,300 RPM. You got to carry a little bit of power. Carry a little bit, just carry a little bit more. All I'm doing is now, take your feet off the road. There you go. So you're cross controlling it, but there you go. See, the nose wants to come up, so watch this. Don't be afraid to use a trim tab. Take your hand right off the wheel. Let the airplane help you. Oh, do as much. See those open fields off in the distance? There we are. Okay, so
coordinating the two is obviously important, but like what's more important, getting that?
I look outside and just keep, you're on the downwind, you don't want to fight it because there's keep climbing, so you still keep climbing. So now you're getting too high, but just don't chase it. Okay, now here we are, we're going to do a landing checklist. So fuel on proper tank, yes.
Okay, yep.
Mixture, fuel pump on, and mixture set. Okay, so here we are. Carburetor heat on at the end of the runway, carburetor heat on. Now look straight ahead, okay, bring the power back below 2,000, just bring the power back. Look straight ahead. Now the nose wants to go down, so I'm going to hold that nose up just to prevent the nose from going down. Now put down 1 notch of flaps. Now give it like 1 or 2 turns of trim up, just 1, 2. Now take your hands right off the wheel and just let the airplane talk to you. See it? Should be about 95 to 100. Perfect. Okay. Now there's our there's the airport 45 degrees behind us, so it's good. So now we can start down. So just bring the power back just a tad. Watch the nose. Now turn right towards the apple orchard. Now watch this. Watch the nose. All I'm doing is heading right towards the mountains over there. Now keep an eye on the airport. Don't watch the nose. So you're pulling the nose up. Let the nose down. See, the idea is watch the nose to the runway. See that? The wind's blowing us out. So all I'm doing is going nose. See how I got that nose down? The runway looking good. I'm going to turn in towards the runway a little bit because I got that wind's blowing me out here. Put down your second notch of flaps.
Okay.
Now just give it a couple turns of trim up because with 2 notches of flaps you should be 85 to 90. Okay, bring the power, not taking it off the wheel. Taking it, bring the power back, bring the power back, bring the power back. See, there you go, there you go. There you go, so there's 85. Now just say Columbia County 20 Romeo turning final 21.
Columbia County 20 Romeo turning runway final, runway 21.
Okay, so now just put down your 3rd notch because you got the airport made. And there you go, so nice and easy. Just, I want to land probably right. Those white lights, they should be too red, too white, but that's, for us, it's going to be too low. But see, now we're way too fast, so bring the power off, bring the power off. The idea is you have to really watch that, what the nose is. And watch this, I'm just going to give a trim up. And when the trim starts to get a little bit of pressure on it, like, see it there, I don't want to go too far because I can get that trim stuck. There it is, there, 80 miles an hour. Let the airplane come on down. Okay, now if you see, this is what we did before. See this? Now just give it a little bit of power. See if it coming down a little bit. Just now watch the nose. Just watch the nose, bring power up. Then don't fly the airplane. Hold the rudder and aileron together. See that second runway line past the numbers 21?
Yep.
That's stationary. That's where the airplane is going to land. So see this here? Let it keep coming down. Don't touch a thing. Let it keep coming down. Let it keep coming down. Let it keep coming down. Okay, now bring the power all the way off. The nose wants to go down, so I'm holding it right out to that second runway line. See that second runway line right there?
Yep.
Now look at the far end of the runway. Nice and easy. I'm going to haul it right back. Okay. Okay. All right. I got the airplane.
Okay.
Okay. Now carburetor heat off.
Off.
Okay. Here you go. Now, nice and easy to take off. Okay. Hand on the wheel. Okay. Look at the far end of the runway. Everything's in the green. Now that's the torque pointing to the left, so you need right rudder. Right rudder has it. Okay. There's my flying speed, so I'm going to just fly it right off. Nice and easy. Fly it right off. Now I want 80, so take your hand off the wheel. Let the airplane do. See this? See, let the airplane fly itself off. See this? You got it trimmed up now. Look at me for a second. Take your hand right off the wheel. Take your hand off the wheel. See, it's 85, 90. So watch this. I'm looking straight ahead. I'm just giving a little bit of up trim. And watch this. The nose is coming up. I'm using that little dark spot on the cloud straight ahead. I'm using my peripheral vision to keep the wings level. And there it is, 80 miles an hour. What happens if it's not trimmed up? It's going to go to 100, and I'm going to stop my climb, and then it's going to take longer to get into the pattern. So I'm just doing a nice little trim thing there. There it is, 85. Looks good. Okay, now I can take my flaps up. Boot tack your flaps, and I keep your hand on the wheel. Now that's going to change the shape of the wing, so let's just see what happens. Just take your hand off the wheel for a second. Just let the airplane tell you what it's doing. See this here? It's climbing.
So
it needs just a little bit. No, you're too fast. You want to be at 80, so to pull it. No, you got to trim it up. No, the other way. Yep. Yeah, but take your hand off the wheel. Take your hand off the wheel. See? Because you're too fast. See?
It's just counterintuitive, but
Yep. Okay. Now watch this. Here comes my 1200. So what I do is, you can do this here. Now just watch this here. Okay. Here's my 1200. So watch this. I'm going to lower the nose. Right ahead here. My speed's coming up. I'm just aiming towards that little apple orchard there, and now I'm just going to say, just tell everybody you're turning your crosswind.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, crosswind, runway 21.
Yep, so there it is. Yeah, all I'm doing is, and then I know I'm crosswind when it says 3 off my wingtip, because that's 90 degrees to normal. Here's my 1200. Look at this here. I got my 1200. There's my speed. You got the airplane, and the airplane's all trimmed up. Okay? Nice and easy. Here's my run 3. Now so go ahead and stop the turn.
Yep.
Now you're going to check, make sure there's nobody entering a downwind. There's my red buildings coming up there. I want to go right over those. There we go. Okay, now don't pull the wheel back. Don't pull the wheel back.
I was pushing actually because it was...
Okay, if it's climbing, just give it a little down trim. Just give it a little down. Reach up and just give it a little down. There you go. That's all you need. Okay, now turn. There's a nice, easy turn to the left. And tell everybody you're turning it downwind. All you're doing is a level turn.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, turning downwind, runway 21.
Very good. Okay, so now what I want to do is, all I'm doing is I'm just flying the airplane, letting the wind bother me too much. There's those red buildings. See the runway down there? There you go. So that looks like a parallel. And
right over this.
Yep, and you see those green fields way off in the distance on the top of the hill there? That's what I'm looking at, right there. Okay, so again, I don't want to climb. Okay, so now I got my landing checklist. Fuel on prepper tank, yep. Mixture, fuel pump on, and mixture, and that's okay. Now we wait till we get to the end of the runway for that. Okay, there we go. So again, so you're climbing, okay, so don't climb. So again, take your hand off the wheel. Take your hand off the wheel. Take your hand off the wheel. So the nose comes up, so it needs a little bit of down trim. There you go, good. That's good right there. So all the idea is you just want to maintain this altitude. Here we come up to the end of the runway. So here now, carburetor heat on. Now look straight ahead towards those open fields on the top of the hill there. Okay, now bring the power back below 2,000. The nose wants to go down, so I'm going to hold the nose up and put down 1 notch of flaps. Don't be afraid, just put it right down. Nice and easy, okay? And I would give it 1 or 2 turns of trim up. 1, 2, there you go. Now take your hand right off the wheel. Take your hand right off the wheel. Let the airplane talk to you. See? 95, perfect. Okay? And the runway's right off there. We're going to turn our base by this yellow building. So start turning your base now because of the strong wind. See this here? But I would do is I want to watch the nose. See, look at nose to the runway. This is perfect. Nose to the runway. Now put down, reach down and put down your second notch of flaps. Reach down, put down there. Now when you do that, just watch the nose. Reach up there, give it a turn or trim. Turn up, turn, 1 or 2 turns up. And now take your hand off the wheel. It should be about 85 to 90. Look at that. Perfect. See this here? Now bring the power back a little bit. And now I'm going to stop my turn. Check, make sure it's on final, so you can tell everybody you're turning final.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, turning final, runway 21.
Okay, so now I'm going to shoot for those numbers 2-1. That's where I want to touch down, okay? So this is what we did before. Now, we keeping it tight because of this wind's going to, if we lost the engine right now, we'd just barely make the airport. Now put down your 3rd notch flaps, okay? Now just trim it up 2 or 3 times until you get pressure on it. You can't turn it anymore. Nice and easy. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. There you go. Perfect. And I just bring the power back just a tad. Okay. Now just see what the airplane's doing. See this here? 80 miles an hour. Now just right into the wind. See the wind socks right down the runway. So I'm just going to head. See that the number's 2-1?
Yep.
The second line past it appears where the airplane is going to, the ground is going to come up and smite it upon that belly. But hold the wheel steady. Don't let it move. See this here? I'm not even moving. Don't even move the wheel. See this? Hold it right there. Hold it right there. It's coming down nicely. Okay, it's coming down. Bring the power off all the way. Now nose wants to go down, so look at the far end of the runway. Now just hold it off. Look at the far end of the runway. See this here? Look at the far end of the runway. If I pull it up too much and I can't see it, there you go. Good. This time here we're going to drag the runway. Okay, I got the airplane.
Okay.
There you go. And off we go. You got, okay, and come. Yep, off we go. Now just normal takeoff. Look at the mountain way off in the distance. Look at the mountain off in the distance. Okay, now just, okay, now here's your flying speed, so now fly it off nice and easy. There you go. Keep the wing to the right. Need a little bit of right rudder for the torque. There you go. There you go. Now just relax your hand for a second. Just see what the speed does. Perfect. Good speed. 85 to 90 is fine. All I'm doing is I'm climbing straight ahead. Yeah, I can take my flaps up now if I want. Again, this is just you're going to get a good landing once you get a good pattern. So you see what I'm doing? It's a nice deliberate downwind, base, and final. When the winds are strong.
94570, taxiing to runway 21, Columbia County traffic.
There you go. That's the way. Okay, now it was 1,200 feet. We'll do our turn for the neighbors.
Okay.
And the sooner I get up there, the sooner I can start my turn. So again, if I'm doing 100, it's going to take me longer to get up there.
Gotcha.
And here's my 1200, so now just always I have to level off and start your turn. Just turn your crosswind. Tell everybody you're turning crosswind.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, turning crosswind, runway 21.
And I just bring the power back, because there's my speed. See, I'm maintaining out 1200. There's my cruise speed. And I'm just going to stop. And see, runway's right off my wingtip. Looks good. That's it. I just hold it. You don't want to climb. So I'm just, all I'm doing is straight and level flight. So see, you gotta see the airplane wants to come. So
yep.
Don't be afraid to use the trim, whatever it takes. Okay, now you can turn your downwind. As you turn, you take up a radius. So there you go. You're gonna be right over those red buildings. And you want to be at 1,200 feet, not 1,300. You want 12. So again, just watch the nose. Nice. Just relax. Let the nose tell you what's going on. Tell everybody you're turning your downwind.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, turning downwind, runway 21.
Okay, so here it is. There's the airport right off my left-hand side. Well, I see those green fields way off in the distance. That's in that mountain way off in the distance on the horizon.
Yep.
That's where I'm flying to. So all I'm doing is flying straight and level flight. I'm going to need my 22 to 2,300 RPM. I'm going to need the power. Because all I'm doing is straight and level flight. Now take your hands on everything off your wheel. Looks good, okay? A little bit more fuel on my side. That's why it wants to turn to the right. So there you go. So you're just holding it right there. Okay, now your landing checklist. Fuel on proper tank, yes. Electric fuel pump is on, and the mixture is rich, yes. Okay. So here we are coming up the end of the runway. So now we can start slowing the airplane up. So carburetor heat on. Power below 2,000. Okay, and now hold the nose up. There you go. Now put down 1 notch of flaps. Now give it 2 turns of trim. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now take your hands right off the wheel and let the airplane tell you what it's doing. Perfect. See that? The airplane is full. That's perfect there, okay? Now, as the winds are blowing me, so I'm going to start my base right about now. So just say 20 Romeo turning base, 21 Columbia County.
20 Romeo turning base, runway 21 Columbia County.
Now, when you do this, watch the nose. Watch the nose. There's the runway. See, the nose is down. A lot of people start turning and they pull the wheel back. Okay, put down your second notch of flaps. So all I'm doing is heading towards this building right here in the white fence. See that? There it is. Okay, now just give it a little bit of up trim. It should be about 85 to 90. Bring the power back a little bit. Okay, but just nice and easy. All I'm doing is 90 degrees to the runway. Looking perfect. Okay. This time here we're going to drag the runway. We're not going to land. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And now put down your third notch. Tell everybody you're turning final for runway 21.
Columbia County, 20 runway, turning final, runway 21.
Okay. So now once I'm at final, give the trim. So just give it about 2 or 3 turns until it stops going up. And when you feel pressure, stop turning it. There you go. Good. Perfect. Okay. Now. Let the nose, let it relax the hand. Let the airplane tell you to do it. Bring the power all the way off. There you go. Okay. See, now the airplane, the nose is dropping like we did before. See that second runway line?
Yep.
Okay. That appears to be stationary. If I don't change things, that's where the airplane's going to be. Now keep your hand on the wheel. I got the power now. I got the power. Okay. I don't want you to touch down. Just fly the airplane. No, hold the nose. You got to hold the nose up to that second runway line. So you got to fly it right to that. No, just relax. There you go. See it coming down, and I'm going to give you power. Now I just want you to fly with, don't touch down. When you're in the flare, this is what you're looking for in the flare right there. You got the airplane, don't let it touch. Fly the airplane, fly the airplane. Don't be so you can see, people, they're afraid. So you can fly the airplane. See the rudder and the aileron? You get your hand, you can do that. You got the airplane, don't let it touch. You fly the airplane.
Just got to keep the nose up.
Yep. Don't let it touch. But now see, now you're too high, so just nice and easy. Fly it. Don't let it touch, don't let it touch, don't let it touch, don't let it touch. Don't fly the airplane, fly the airplane.
Little depth perception there.
Yep. There you go. That's what you want to do. But you got to use the rudder too. Okay, I'm going to give it full power because we're going to go around now. Okay, just lower the nose just a little bit. Now watch the nose. There you go. So don't let it turn. You got to fly. You see that? All I'm doing is I'm staring at that mountain way off in the distance. See this here? And if I just hold the wheel steady like that, see that? The airplane's going to fly itself.
Well, the plane's pointing that way. I just got to...
Yeah, well, that's the wind is trying to blow it. So what I do is you just hold if I hold the wing steady, go heading, and see, we're holding a heading, okay? So we're holding a heading, so and the airplane's drifting. So you're trying to pull that wheel down.
Right, I'm trying to steer the...
Yep. Yeah, you're going to use it with the rudder. There you go. Okay, we'll clear, do one more of those here. Okay, clear. Take the flaps up. There you go. Again, same thing we do. I'm going to let you do this here all the way around, okay? And then when you come in, once you're on final, when you bring the power back, the nose wants to go down. That's what I showed you in that pond. I don't want to go down. I want to bring it right to that second runway line, okay? And then as I get down there, I'm going to add power just to have you fly just above the runway. And that's what you're looking for in the ground effect. Okay, there you go. Okay, we're past those houses so we can turn a crosswind now. So just tell me you're turning crosswind.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, turning crosswind, runway 21.
So this is where you're chewing gum and there's not too steep of a bank. See, 30 is too steep because it's going to take all the energy. No, just relax your hand, relax your hand, relax your hand. There you go. There it goes. Nice and easy. That's the way. Right about there's my heading. Looks good. That's it. A nice little bit. Okay, now there's my 1200. So now just level right off. You bring power right back. Now tell everybody you're turning it downwind.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, turning downwind, runway 21.
Good. So all I'm doing is a level turn to a heading of a 030, whatever those hills way off in the distance, and I'm just going to do straight level flying. We're doing the landing checklist, which is only 3 things. Fuel on proper tank, electric fuel pump on, and mixtures are rich. That's all you're doing. You go to a heading of 030 because that's about the runway heading. There we go. And there's our 3 fields way off in the distance, okay? So all I'm doing is straight level flight right now. Sometimes you have to follow 2 or 3 airplanes, so sometimes you have to go extend your downwind, okay? So you have to be careful on that. You don't get too, you get too slow, too far out.
Too slow, too far out?
Yep. Doing a really nice job. Okay, so now just relax. All I'm doing is I'm here, I'm doing a descending turn to the left and a descending turn to the left. That's all I'm doing. Pretend on a slide. See this? I'm going to go back. See that the roof in the woods down there? That yellow building there? That's where we've been turning our base. So here, and I'm going to turn my base. See that open field with the 2 trees in it right down here?
Yep.
That's where we're going to do it. Okay, so start. Carburetor heat on. Okay. Now bring the power right back below 2,000. Okay, now reach down and grab the flaps. Grab
4570, holding short runway 21, Columbia.
Yeah, we'll be turning base here in a second. Okay, now give us some trim. Give us some trim. 2 turns of trim. Now just turn your base. Now you got it just nice and easy, okay? Now tell everybody you're on your base leg. Now bring the power back.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, turning base, runway 21.
Okay, now just watch out so you're high. So put down your second notch flaps. Okay, bring the power back, okay? Bring the power back. Okay, now just see this. All I'm doing is see, all that open fence there? All I'm heading towards that. Nobody's on final. Okay, put down your 3rd notch. Okay, there you go. Okay, now just all I'm doing, I'm flying straight ahead. That's all I'm doing. Now I want to turn. Okay, so to the runway. So now watch the nose. See, watch the nose. No, you don't pull it too tight. Nice and easy. See, I'm flying the nose right around. See this? The number's 21. I'm flying it right to those. Stare at those numbers 21. All I'm doing is I'm just watching the nose. You can see the nose coming around. If I do it too tight, I'm going to turn inbound. And I want to roll out right on the numbers. Now tell everybody you're on final.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, turning final, runway 21.
Okay, so there you go. There's your. Now bring the power off. There you go. Bring the power off. There you go. So now just relax your hand. Relax your hand. There you go. See that second runway line? Just fly it right to that second runway line. That's all I'm doing. Keep it right there. No, fly it right to the second runway line. Fly it right to the second. Use rudder and arm together. Okay, now bring in a little bit of power in there. Bring in a little bit of power in there. Okay, now just fly it right down the runway like that. I want you to just relax your hand. Relax your hand. Now see it says? This is what I want you to do. Just fly it right down the runway like that. A little power, a little bit of power. Not too much. Oh, 10, 15. Straighten it out the rudder and straighten it out with the nose. The rudder does it straight. You got to kick it. Don't let it touch. Don't let it touch. Don't let it touch. There you go. Don't let it touch. Don't let it touch. Don't let it touch. There you go. Just like that. Same. See, guys. Now we just got to put the nose down. See this here? Don't be afraid. That's how you do. You steer. This is left and right down the runway. See this here? That's how you steer the airplane, left and right. Okay. Now give it full power. Okay, now just look at that mountain way off in the distance.
2 flaps?
Yo, just one notch. Just relax. Take off 1 notch of flaps. There you go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. All I'm doing is flying straight out. See this?
RP on?
That's it. You keep pulling the wheel to the left. Don't pull the wheel to the left.
That's my...
6460.
Should be rudder post aileron.
Yeah, but you want to climb at 80. Yeah, this is 20 Romeo. We're going to be climbing out and then making a left turn out to the east. So all I'm doing is straight ahead climb, okay? So again, just relax your hand. So your hand is pulling the wheel down a little bit there. So just let it hold it. See this? Yeah, I just got the wheel like this here. See this? I'm just using a cloud as a reference to go straight. Take carburetor heat off. There you go. Take the carburetor heat off. There you go. And I take my flaps up. So now all I'm doing is now take your hand off the wheel. Take your hand off the wheel. I want to climb to 2500. So now just put the trim in there. Trim it up. Trim. Give it a couple turns of trim up. Just watch the nose, okay? Now just let the airplane, no, that's enough. Now let the airplane stabilize for a second, see? It takes time for when I put the trim in to let it stabilize.
Traffic, Cessna 94570.
No, hold it, the airplane, see, it's trimmed, okay? See that it says, oops, too slow. And what happens is that's just stabilize, let the airplane stabilize itself. There you go. Okay, now let's turn left to a heading of about 120. Okay, so I just say Columbia County 20 Romeo, crosswind departure to the east.
Columbia County 20 Romeo, crosswind departure to the east.
Okay, now you see now, all I need is when I do a turn like this, I got too steep of a bank, the nose is going to go down and stop my climb. So all I do is look outside, see a nice shallow turn, about 10 or 15 degrees, that's all I need. I'm going to go to heading about, yes, let's stop at about 130, 140, there you go. That's good right about there. So now all I'm doing is a straight ahead climb. See this? Nice and easy. Let the airplane take it. Let the airplane tell you what it's doing and do what it let it wants. And now every once in a while you just got to do with this. Just lower the nose like this. Lower the nose for traffic. Now just so you can see for traffic. Make sure Great Barrington straight ahead. That's Catamount. So I can see those dark clouds ahead. So now again, just maybe I want to climb at 90 now. So watch this. I want to take your hand off the wheel. Take your hand off the wheel. Climb a little bit 90, a little bit shallower climb angle, not arm away from the airport. There you go, see? So I got a nice angle like that. See, the airplane's flying itself. Let the airplane, I'm a big person. If you trim the airplane for what you want, let the airplane fly itself, it's gonna make it a lot easier for you because you're not chasing. There you go. I'm gonna go up to 2,500 feet and we'll level off. Did a really nice job on that. Oh, you're really nice job. And the idea is just relax. Again, when you turn your base, people start turning here and they just pull the nose up. You watch the nose. Watch the nose come down. I'm in that descending turn to the left. But people just start looking at the runway. Next thing you know, they get into approach or landing stall because they're pulling the wheel back. But if I see what the airplane is doing, all I'm doing is a descending turn all the way around. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
There's my 2,500, so level off. There you go. And so just hit Catamount straight ahead. There it goes. So this heading here, 150 is good because the wind's going to blow us this right here.
Columbia County traffic, Cessna 94570, left traffic, runway 21, left crosswind.
Okay, so can I just say Columbia County traffic, 20 Romeo is clear of your airspace to the east.
Columbia County 20 Romeo is clearing the airspace to the east.
Okay, so now we want 22.8 in there because that's our Great Barrington.
22?
122.8 on this, so just turn it down there. There you go. 80. There you go. Good. Okay. And this is a Unicom, so it's just got everybody's talking. I hate it on a day like today because everybody's talking on it and you can't hear a word edgewise. Okay, Great Barrington Airport's right over there, so you want to turn a little bit more to see the airplane's turning to the right, so you want to hold it at about 150. So again, if you're going from point A to point B, only one heading is going to take you from there. So let's do a heading about 140. 140. That's right. And maintaining 2,500 feet, so a little high. So I guess, okay, you want 140, so that's 10 degrees to the left. So again, what's this here? See this here? Once I get to my heading of 140, now look at what do I see? I got the green field straight ahead. I got that little bump on that mountain in the middle, and I got the other mountains. So now this is going to help me. I'm just looking outside. I don't need to. So I look at that. I'm not going to be altitude. Okay. So now look, I'm a little high. So what's this? Okay. Sometimes I want to be aggressive. Watch this. Watch this. I want to lose to 150 feet. Watch this. I bring the power back. Push the nose down. See that green field? Don't be afraid to do this. This is flying an airplane. See, I want to be at 2,500. So I'm just pushing right. See that nose over? I'm looking right towards that green field, which is my heading that I want of 140. Okay, here's my 2,500 feet, so I just bring the airplane back to a level altitude. And what made it climb? Was it too much power or was it too much up trim? I can feel the nose coming up, so it needs a little down. Just see that nose wants to go up, so just a little bit of down trim. There you go. Beautiful. Now as I do is now this point comes underneath the nose, so now I see that little bump in the middle of the mountain there. That's all I'm using as my reference to go straight right there. I'm using that little goes here and that little up and down there. That's what I want. Now if you put too much nose down trim and then take your hand right off the wheel, take your hand right off the wheel, take your hand right off the wheel, see what happens. Pretty good. Trimmed up pretty good. Now this here, see this here? I can change that.
Yeah.
See, for to be level on the horizon.
Yeah, so for me it's...
Yep, whatever you want there. Okay. Now again, looking good. See this? And we're maintaining 2,500 feet, so we're in good shape. Okay. Perfect. You got the airplane. Okay, now you just got to take Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, 10 miles west inbound.
Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, 10 miles
west
to the
west inbound. Yep, very good.
We'll give traffic to for final runway 6.
20 Romeo, welcome back. Altimeter 3007, active runway 11.
Lincoln Park.
Okay, it is. Okay, Terry, you're blocked. We'll call you. There's too much traffic up here. I'll call you a little bit later. what happened is that everybody else says this is Unicom. There's about 20 different airports that use that, and the higher you are, the more you're going to be getting. So when I get a little closer, we'll just say, I think everybody using runway 11, so we'll set up. We'll set up for an upwind, crosswind, downwind, base, and final, okay? Any questions in that? So see, here you are, you're doing a really nice job. I see there's that mountain we used before, and it comes underneath. Now I got to pick up, see where that mountain goes down, and get that mountain way off in the distance, that little bump way off in the distance.
Yep.
That's what I'm using as a reference. Look outside and see my headings still well within limits, and that's what you're looking for. I can see that these fields are going off the left-hand side, these mountains off the left-hand side, and there it is. Looking good. Do a really nice job on there. Joe did a nice job with him. Your basics are very nice.
Well, it's just a lot to absorb. That's why these come in super handy.
Oh yeah, yep. It's something different, something new, you know. So that's what it is. There's the airport. You see that open field just on the back side of the ridge there? That's the airport right there.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
See the white buildings? See, now this is going to get a bit bouncy here because of the hills. See those white roofs coming up right now? See the white roofs coming over the hill?
Yep.
All right, that's Baldwin Hill. That's right off the end of the runway.
Huh.
Okay, now if you see that open field going this, there's the runway going this way here. There you go. Just head right towards Baldwin Hill. There you go. And then with the bounces like that, that's up to you to be the pilot. You have to hold the heading, and you have to hold the altitude, and that's based on if the airplane's all trimmed up. See how easy it is when the airplane's all trimmed up?
Yeah.
There you go. And then now it just matters as you burn off fuel, the nose will want to nose will come up, so you have to put some nose down trim because the fuel is here, it's burning off, so the nose is going to be
right. So the balance of the plane weight balance is changing.
Yep. So you have to change the trim every so often just to maintain your altitude. And also, if you change your speed, then you have to change the trim also, okay? There's Hillsdale near it, right down here.
And you're always trying to pay attention to where you could go.
Yep, and if I lose the engine, I'm always looking at fields. I got plenty of fields. If it's inside the wingtip, I can land on any one of these fields down here. I got some big ones down here. Now, this is never land right here, because until you get on the other side. You're going to have to turn around or you do it, but I got all these fields right here. That's what the field I'm going to use, right? That open field there. The winds are from the south, because I know they're from the south. That's the south. So if I lose the engine right now, I'm on a base leg, and I'm going to land in that field down there, right next to that White House. There you go.
And you can get into any one of those little fields?
Yep. Yeah, this airplane will land in pretty much any one of those little fields.
Wow.
Okay, so now there it is. Okay, so now we'll just say, Great Barrington 20 Romeo over the West Ridge inbound.
At what?
Over the West Ridge inbound.
Okay. Great Barrington 20 Romeo over the West Ridge inbound.
Good. Texas traffic, update
20 Romeo, altimeter 3006, and the active runway is 11.
Okay, say runway 11, thank you.
Runway 11, thank you.
Okay, so here we are. We're just going to do is there's the runway here. Our pad altitude is 1700 feet, so we're just going to stay up this altitude here. We're going to cross right over the airport, do a crosswind, downwind, base, and final. So we're going to start off with an upwind, which is parallel to the runway in the same direction of landing. There you go.
Why am I not seeing the runway?
It's right down there. See it?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you got it? You see it now?
Yeah.
Right down there.
Maybe I don't see it. I was looking right.
No, I'll put it right off the nose. See it right off the nose now?
Oh, we're almost in a line with it.
Yeah. So what we do is we have to do it. We can't go straight in, so we're just going to do the other way is we have to go all the way up there and come this way. It's easier just to do a crosswind, but we're going to stay at our altitude above the pattern altitude here. So now we can start a descent down to 1,700 feet, okay? So now I just say Great Barrington 20 Romeo, upwind, runway 11.
Great Barrington 20 Romeo, upwind, runway 11.
Very good. Upwind is parallel to the runway in the same direction as landing, okay? So there's, all I do is a straight ahead descent. So now watch this. We bring the power back, bring the power back, bring back to 2000 like before. See this? Now watch. Let the nose down. Now see this? Just watch. So you see the country club up there, the golf course up there?
Yep.
Just use that as a reference, see? There's the same heading we used all the way back, was 140, all right? So I'm just letting the nose down. checking for other airplanes on the downwind base and final. And what we do is we're just going to do a midfield crosswind. So we're just going to, so right up
We're on a left base for 17. We're going to...
when we're right along the midfield downwind, we're just going to turn 90 degrees to the runway and head right up towards the mountains up there. And then when we get closer on the other side, we're going to turn it downwind and base in the final. Okay, so here's our coming up 1700. So all I'm going to do is just level off. Okay, just get ready to get level off. Nice and easy. Okay, don't pull. Don't pull. You shouldn't have to pull. If I bring the power up, what I had before, the nose is going to come up automatically. There you go. And now I just say 20, Great Barrington 20 Romeo, turning crosswind, runway 11.
Great Barrington 20 Romeo, turning crosswind, runway 11.
Okay, so here we are. See this? I'm turning crosswind. See this? I'm just turning right around like this here. See this? There you go. See this? I'm just turning 90 degrees. Going to go right over the airport. There's nobody in the pattern. Perfectly legal. I just check and make sure there is nobody in the downwind. If there was, I just extend my upwind a little bit. So it's there. Okay, looks good. And now we're just going to stop our heading and head right towards that mountain right there. Okay. And now we just check. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to descend. Okay, now we do a landing checklist. Fuel on proper tank. Yep. Mix fuel pump is on. Mixer's rich. Yep. Now as you turn, you take up a radius, and we usually go on the other side of the solar panels here, right? So watch this. Now just do a nice, easy turn to the mountain off to the left-hand side. Okay, so now just tell everybody that 20 Romeo turning downwind, Great Barrington, 11.
Great Barrington 20 Romeo, turning downwind, run 1.
Okay, then just 17, just relax your hand, okay? Okay, so now here we are. See the end of the runway coming up behind us? Perfect, okay? Okay, put the carburetor heat on. And I just bring the power back below 2,000. As I do that, the nose wants to go down, but I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit, see that brown house on the side of the mountain up there? Yep. All I'm going to do is head towards there. Okay. There it is, see the airport. Okay, now put down 1 notch of flaps. Now just relax your hand. Don't push your hand. Now give it 2 turns of trim up, 2 turns of trim up. 1, 2. Now take your hands right off the wheel. Take your hand right off the wheel. There's my 95 to 100. See the pond right down here? Yeah. See the white buildings up there? We turn our base right in between the two. Okay, so now just... Okay, take a look at the airport. We're going to have a headwind there. Looks good. Okay, now just do a nice, easy turn. Okay. Now put down your 2nd notch of flaps. There you go. Okay, now put down one turn of trim. 1 turn of trim up. Turn of trim up. Now let the airplane nose come up. Let the nose come up. Let the nose come up. See that? Should be about 90 miles an hour. Perfect. Okay, now tell everybody you're on the base.
Great Barrington 20 runway, on base, runway 11.
Okay, see that line of trees straight ahead? We just head right towards that. We got all these open fields, okay? So looking good. Make sure there's nobody on final. Okay, see? And I put down your 3rd notch flaps. And I give it a couple turns of trim up. 1, 2, give it, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good, okay? There you go. There, now just made a power right up to 2,000. There, take your hand off the wheel. Take your hand off, take your hand off.
2,000?
Yep, there you go. See that? There you go. See that? 80 miles an hour. Now see, all I'm doing is I'm turning the airplane with just my hand. I'm not pushing and pulling. Okay. Now see the 2nd runway line past the numbers 1-1. That's where we want to land. Okay. 1-1 is an easy runway to land at because of the trees. So bring the power back just a little bit. Bring it back. Bring it back. See how the trees are just touching the end of the runway? Bring the power back. There you go. Yep. Bring it back a little bit more. There. Perfect. Now see the nose is staying right like that. Okay. Now just give it just a little bit of power. Just give it just a little bit. Okay. See how the nose comes up a little bit? See that 2nd runway line? I'm going to fly the airplane right to that 2nd runway line. If I have to push the nose over, that means I got to bring the power back. You're going to miss the trees because there's nothing between me and that 2nd runway line. See that? I can bring the power back. Bring the power back. See how the trees are right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Speed is good. I'm just going to fly the airplane right to that 2nd runway line. See that? Power all the way off. There you go. Now see that 2nd runway line? Now it is. Now 1-1. Now just nice and easy. Pull the nose up. Nice and neat. Hold it off, 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 hold it off. There you go. Did it all by yourself. There you go. My hand was right here during the landing. Very nice. You see how you did that? What you do is you turn, you pick the spot, see where the airplane's flying into you, and once I know I got the airport made, I'm going to bring the power back. And what happens is the nose will want to drop because you trim for the higher speed. So then at that point, I just keep pulling the wheel back to maintain that same spot that I had before. The airspeed comes down. And see, we touched down right after the numbers 1-1. That's where we went. Excellent job today.
Thank you, Rick. That was an awful lot to take in, but I loved it.
I got an awful lot to give you. Okay, so what we do is we don't touch anything on the airplane until we come to a stop. That way we don't get any bad habits. There you go. I threw a lot of stuff at you today, so it's good. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm going to watch this over and over.
Go ahead and stop the airplane. Go ahead and stop the airplane. Okay, now let's clean the airplane up. This airplane here, it's easy. Flaps down. carburetor heat in. Okay, and trim back to neutral. And the fuel pump off. That why? We're just checking to make sure the engine room pump is still working, okay? Now tell everybody you got back taxi 11. So Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, back taxi 11.
Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, back taxi, runway 11.
Okay, here we go. So now you got the, there you go. There's nobody on final, looks good. Beautiful. Remember how to taxi when you have a quartering tailwind? If you have a tailwind, just remember dive with it. So I dive and it's with it. It's from left to right. So if you, I got the airplane for a second. I did. Now look at that left aileron. See the left aileron? That's down. That hits the air. The wind hits that, keeps that wing down. If it's like this, the wind can get exactly. It's not so much on these. Oh, you got the airplane now. It's not so much on the low wing airplanes because the wind can't really get on that. I can steer. There you go. There you go. Now look. You should be looking at those trees all the way at the far end. Look at this. Now again, see how to use your peripheral vision. So just head right towards those trees. Now I need a little bit of right rudder, so watch this just a little bit. There it is. That's the way. Good. Excellent job.
Yeah, Joe said with like a Cessna, it can flip you over if the wind's strong enough.
Yep, it can. And I've seen it happen.
Oh, gee.
A3 Cubs and all the lights, the lightweight airplanes with the high wings. Okay. And now you got the brakes. And we'll park it on the gas pump on the south side facing the office, okay?
Yep.
Nice and easy, nice and easy. And I'm just going to go straight towards that yellow winged airplane, straight ahead, nice and easy. Just slow it up just a little bit, there you go. And now you just, nice and easy, just push your left, there you go. Beautiful. Now just straight ahead. There you go. Now you gotta set the parking brake. Get this checklist.
Okay.
It should be right on the back side of that.
There it is. Okay. So, pump off. We already did that. Heat off. Flaps are retracted. Fuel management. All done. Okay. Off. Got that. Avionics off.